Right now here in Savannah, y'all, the shrimp are running. And so I'm gonna share with y'all how to make a coconut shrimp in your air fryer. So the first thing we're gonna do is make us a batter. Where is my batter bowl? Let me get a bowl for the batter. Hold on one second, I thought I had everything. We are gonna start with our flour, and that is half of a cup. And then we're gonna add our baking powder. That's a half a teaspoon of baking powder. And we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt. And I'm just gonna whisk that together. And then I'm gonna add my water. And you'll want this to sit for about 15 minutes. And if for some reason you don't have water, beer makes a wonderful, wonderful batter. So you can always substitute your water for beer. It doesn't have to be cold. Just pop it in, and the yeast from the beer does terrific things. All right, so we're gonna beat this until it's as smooth as we can get it with a whisk. And we want this thin enough for us to be able to dip our shrimp in it. So while we're waiting on this to sit, there's other things we can be doing. Now, I'm using a Japanese breadcrumb. Calls for half a cup of breadcrumbs. And I'm gonna add to my breadcrumbs about 2 tablespoons of flour. There we go. And I'm gonna add maybe a cup of coconut. Let's see what it calls for. 2 cups, yep. And I'm just gonna mix that up real good, because we're gonna dip our shrimp first in our batter and then into our coconut and breadcrumbs. All right, I'm gonna give this a quick stir. Again, I didn't put quite all that water in there because I felt like it was thin enough. Okay. So now we're just waiting on our batter to sit. And while we are waiting on that, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna make us a yummy, yummy dipping sauce. And I'm gonna start with like a half a cup of orange marmalade. I love this. Almost every morning I eat a bagel and cream cheese, or half a bagel and cream cheese, and this wonderful orange marmalade. It's so good. Now I'm gonna add a half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. So that's gonna kick it up just a little bit. And then I'm gonna add, I think it's 4 teaspoons of rice wine vinegar. Let me double check my measurements. Yes, it's 4 teaspoons of rice wine vinegar. So gonna mix that up real good, and we got our dipping sauce. So easy. Easy peasy. All right, I'm gonna oh, it's so taut.
Tangy.
It's taut. Taut. Tart. T-A-R-T. Tart.
Now this recipe is in your air fryer cookbook, right?
Yes, it is, Eddie. Thank you for reminding me to tell everybody It is in my air fryer cookbook, and I understand they're kind of hard to find, but I think Amazon has them. Is that right, y'all? Teresa,
Yeah.
you can find these at Amazon, on Amazon?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So there's a picture of our coconut shrimp. So hopefully ours will turn out that pretty. I am gonna cook them in the air fryer since the recipe is in the air fryer cookbook. It's been close to 15 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna cook these on 400 degrees, y'all. And I'm gonna go ahead and preheat our oven just so it'll be nice and hot and ready for our shrimp. Okay. So here we go. And normally you would use a jumbo shrimp for your coconut shrimp, but surprisingly they did not have any jumbo shrimp at the market. So there we go. Oh, and I meant to tell y'all to help them, give them a little bit of a browning agent. I'm gonna stir in a little paprika. That is paprika, right? I'm so afraid that I grab.
It's cinnamon or something.
No, hot cayenne pepper. I'm so afraid. So that paprika will just help them brown, you know, a little bit. So just a little, just to help the browning process. Okay. I'm embarrassed about these shrimp, but if you ain't got them, you ain't got them.
I always thought, our local shrimp.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they are so good and sweet.
Oh,
but
gosh.
I think they tend to be on the smaller side.
Yeah, Michael said his mother used to claim that she always liked the T90 shrimp because she said they were so sweet. And of course, the boys would go out and they could catch those tiny shrimp all day long. Trying to dig through here and find enough big enough to, but I'm not having much luck. Now you'll want to press those breadcrumbs and that coconut into your shrimp. And we're gonna spray these, y'all, and toss them into the air fryer. And we're gonna let them cook for not very long now, especially these T90 shrimp. It's not gonna take long for them to cook, but the recipe calls for 5 minutes per side. But I don't know if we're gonna be able to cook these that long or not, because we don't want them to wind up like an eraser. And by putting that flour in with our coconut and our breadcrumbs, that little bit of flour just helps them stick. All right, I'm gonna do one more. And when you're doing coconut shrimp, you'll want to really, really butterfly. And when I say butterfly, you'll want to take your knife and go down the back of the shrimp, and so that it makes a true like butterfly. And that'll make them appear bigger than what they really are too. But when you butterfly them, they're gonna cook even faster than they would if you did not butterfly them. All right, so let's see if our oven is hot enough. spray our shrimp. And this will help them brown and get crispy. I think I'm going to go ahead and turn them on over now and go ahead and spray the other side rather than waiting till they cooked. Okay. Put a little bit more in case I lost any in all the turning. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off. And I'm going to give this a quick spray. It's non-stick, but I don't want any of these bad boys to try to stick on me. Okay, there we go, 5 minutes. And then if they're done, we're just gonna eat them. But if they're not done, we're gonna turn them and cook them for a little bit longer. But like I said, these are so small, they're gonna cook very, very, very quick. These are right pretty. Okay, y'all, our coconut shrimp are ready. And while those were cooking, I put our marmalade on the stove and I simmered it for the 10 minutes that the shrimp were cooking. So now I'm gonna put it back in our serving bowl. So it's gonna be nice and temperature hot. So here we go, here's what we got, y'all. They look delicious.
They do, they puffed up.
Don't they look good?
It smells good too.
Uh-huh. So much better than fooling with a deep fryer for them, you know. All right, who's ready to taste? Am I the only one ready? Teresa,
I'm always ready.
how come you hadn't knocked Daddy down to get up here to these shrimp? They're gonna be hot.
I was gonna say, because they're gonna be hot.
They're gonna be real hot. Come on. You know I can't
That
stand.
sauce is gonna be even hotter.
Uh-huh. You know I can't stand to eat alone.
Well, I see steam.
You see steam.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because that's been on the stove now for 10. I see steam coming all off your shrimp,
Isn't
too.
that crazy?
Oh.
You burnt your mouth?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the coconut. Coconut's so crunchy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And the red pepper flakes gives it a little bite.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to, you might want to ask whoever you're feeding these to if they like a little heat. So,
They're good.
The sweet from the dipping sauce and the sweet and the shrimp and the coconut sweetness that it lends, it's just good.
It is that.
So I hope y'all will prepare these one day.
They're easy.
It's so easy. If you don't have an air fryer, you can always fry them on top of the stove.
Bake them.
Yeah, you could bake them. That coconut is insane on that.
And he's watching just to make sure there's still one left for him.
All right, this is gonna be my second one, y'all.
I had my second.
You've had your second. Does that mean Eddie gets 4?
No.
I tried to do like 3 apiece. Did I not do that? No, I didn't. I'm one shy. All right, so I don't want y'all to see an ugly fight going on while we're fighting for that third shrimp. So I'm gonna say hola. No, I'm gonna say ciao. Mm, 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 mm. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.